Ragamuffin keep on rising to the top. Ragamuffin keep striving in every way. International, what they call me international. When me ride palm rhythm in the move, but the rhythm and I come down crucial. And me ride palm rhythm and then we sit down steady. Body me on the place I with the one Jamal skinny. Jump up on the rhythm, make we ride it right. Chat up on the mic and keep it international. Cause anytime we chop a mic, they call we governor general.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Joshua Casper here. I do apologize for what just happened. I can't make it up. My computer literally blue screened of death to me right as we were about to go live. And in the panic, we had to stop the stream and start a new one so I could boot my computer back up and be with you here today. But I'm very, very excited because we have Boris Carloff with us. And he is an absolute mastermind behind some great plugins, an incredible musician. He's even got some film credits, I believe. Boris, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
How are you?
Thank you for the invitation. I'm all right, thank you.
Wonderful.
So, as you said, I'm one of the developers in the United Plugins team. And I'm a musician. I'm an original violinist. And I think I'm a proper gear slut. I'm collecting vintage old analog gear, old microphones, these kind of things, and that's actually my way to plug-in business, because I always thought that the analog things sounded a bit better than a plugin, so I wanted to make it proper for me at least. So that's the whole story.
Well, that's what I mean. I was talking to Jacob, who's another, I believe, the kind of the showrunner there at United Plugins, and he was telling me that you're quite the vintage gear collector, and more specifically, microphones. Can you tell me about your microphone collection? What's going on with that?
Yeah, I have, I think, almost everything. I have two C12s, I have U47s, I have U67, I have M49. I have all small diagrams like a KM54, a KM56, I don't know what else. I think all the ribbons, lot of modern mics and so on. And also I have, for example, all the Red 47 Abbey Road preamp, proper original thing, you know, from Chandler, and original FireCharger and these kind of things.
That's insane. That's way too many microphones for any one person to have, Boris. How do you have specific ones for specific jobs, or I mean, you're just collecting them for the sake of having them? Like, are they all in rotation in your normal day-to-day stuff?
Yeah, they are in rotation. I prefer, for example, U47 for baritone voices. I like C12s for female high voices or solo voices. I like M49s for jazz voices or country voices, and I like U67 for rock with a NIFA 1073 with a 1176. It's a pure heaven. I like modern microphones like a Browner VMX for modern pop style, and I have every microphone for every specific purpose. So I like it as it should be.
That's awesome, man. So let's talk about your involvement with making plugins. Like, what is your role in creating some of the plugins you created? And perhaps before you jump into that, maybe give us a quick rundown of some of the plugins that you've actually had hands-on with.
So at first, I was hired a long time ago by another Czech plugin developer team, Audified. I was something like an idea maker. I didn't program it by myself, but it changed. I started to program myself, and with big help of another Czech plugin company, Melda, we started United Plugin, and I made, for example, from I think our first plugin was a rail compressor, which was, I believe, proper model of a Abbey Road compressor. Another, I think the second was a front DAW, which was my try to make something like a summing console plugin with a saturation, these kind of things. Then we made the Verbum, which is something like I'm quite proud about this plugin. You know, when you have some reflection stuff in a space, I will talk later more about it. But when you have something like reflections in a space of sound, there's chaotic random behavior of the sound of reflections, and I put there's a special thing how is calculated chaotic behavior of weather. So I made an algorithm about it and put it into the plugin. So I think will be different, or would be different than any other things ever happened in the plugin world. So I made a proper chaotic behavior of reverb, and we made another things like Doctor Sub 808, which is I think a really handy plugin for all the people who has problem with the subbasses in a not proper acoustic space. Now we made a Urban Puncher, and we made like a cooperation with people from Muramasa Quick plugins, which is Quick Acoustic, Quick Bass. This is what I remember. Maybe we made more, but I don't remember now.
You made so many plugins you can't remember them all. That's incredible. So do you have a strong math background? You said you wrote an algorithm to mimic nature. I mean, that sounds pretty complicated to me.
Yeah, I think I learned it. Now it's much easier. We have development tools which we made together, and it's like we putting things together, and it works like we already crossed the border with programming code. We just now have a developer tools. It's much easier, and we can make it faster.
Yeah, I mean, so you said you worked with Melda, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, some of their plugins, you can build your own plugins inside of their plugins. Is that the sort of tools you're talking about?
No, it's different. We have our tools.
Oh, of course. But yeah, I mean, that's absolutely. You also said you worked with Audified, which is another great company that we have on Plugin Boutique as well. So, man, you get around, dude. That's pretty cool.
I hope so.
Is there any particular plugin that you've made thus far that you're particularly proud of?
Yeah,
or are they?
Verbum is for me really the plugin, and I still like Royal Compressor. It has a special saturation with special kind of modulated random behavior of saturation, and I think it's different than all the compressors on the market.
Fantastic. So today we're going to be showing some of your plugins off. I believe we've got some lined up here. We're going to run some videos so people can hear them in action. And also, Boris, I've been authorized to give 2 copies of every plugin we talk about today away to the people watching. So if you are watching right now and you want a copy, just listen out for the cue and then be active in the chat. And of course, hit the like button as usual, and you'll be entered to win a copy of some of these plugins. The first plugin we're going to watch a demo for is QuickBase. Do you want to just go ahead and set up the video for me, what we're going to be seeing in the video and hearing in the video, Boris?
Yeah, I can. There is some, I think, voiceover, but I can then comment.
Okay. So the video's with Andy Moon. Is Andy Moon a friend of yours?
It's a friend of Jacob, actually. So
Okay.
He made it for us.
Yeah. So, I mean, right now, be active in the chat for your to win a copy of QuickBase. And if you go ahead, Joel, and run the video, and we'll come back and talk about it right after. But just let us know where you're watching from, and you'll perhaps win a copy of this wonderful, wonderful plugin. Go ahead, Joel, run that video on QuickBase, please. All right, so we've just watched a quick video with Andy Moon playing a bass, and it's being processed by QuickBase. Can you tell me a little bit more about QuickBase?
Yeah, QuickBase is something like fast making a good bass sound in the mix. So we put everything what is needed for making a good mix, and I believe all the things which are there are really important for making good mix. It means something like EQ, something like a choose of right compressor, something like saturation, and things which are specialized for different style of playing. It means for finger playing, for slapping, for picking strings and these kind of things. And also there is some special thing like a doubler and these things. So it means modulation. So it's really easy when you record bass. Just choose what style is played. Automatically, it will make a right EQ. Automatically, it will work with the spectrum of your signal, and then you can affect it as you wish. So that's it. And I think we tried it really to make it really fast in the process of mixing. Because if you are a professional, you need to work with tools which are intuitive and fast. If you are not professional, you have a time. That's true. And if you are professional, you need it fast as possible and in the best way. That's it.
Yeah. So obviously, QuickBase is engineered for the bass player, but is it going to be helpful for people who are synthesizing bass sounds?
For moods, can be for Roland synthesizers, everything which sounds like a bass. It means everything what is deep and could be in a production like a bass sound. It means from synthesizers to bass, even some deeper guitar, whatever.
Nice. Okay, well, that's QuickBase, everybody, and I'm going to give away one more copy. So inside the chat, let me know what you think about QuickBase. Are you a bass player? Now, that's a better question. Let me know if you're a bass player. Put it in the chat. Are you a bass player, Boris?
I'm original violin player, but I can play on every string instrument all right. I'm not good, but all right.
You are a violinist, principally, yeah?
So it has 4 strings, bass has 4 strings, but I can play on it.
Have you ever thrown quick bass on a violin patch or a violin recording?
On a cello, and worked amazingly well, really.
Nice.
So, on cello was good.
If you deal in bass, quick bass is a plugin for you, essentially. So we got one other video coming up here, and it's for Urban Puncher. That's a plugin that you made. Did you make that by yourself, or is that a collaboration with Jacob? Or
no, it's I made it part of Jacob. All the plugins of Sound Device Digital, which is the name of my studio. You can see a part of my studio here. We are in a control room. We make together with Jacob. So all these plugins are part of the Jacob Works. I have the idea about Urban Puncher here in the studio, and I was working with some tracks which were sent to me by some producer, and there was just a loop drum loop, nothing more, not normal drums. It was just in one stereo track, nothing more, and it sounded pretty all right if you would solo it, but if you put it in a mix, it was so I was thinking how to make it, and the plugin is a result of the idea how to make work just stereo loop in the mix. So there is a lot of things going under the cover: spectral shaping, transient shaping, saturation things, and these kind of things. And you will see it on the video.
All right, perfect. Joe, why don't you go ahead and run the video for Urban Puncher, and we'll come back and discuss it. And in the meantime, while we're watching it, just go ahead and type Urban Puncher in the chat, and you'll be entered in the chance to win a copy of your own. Go ahead, Joel.
Urban Puncher is here for any drum loop or percussions, but don't forget to experiment with other loops as well.
All right, so there we go. That's Urban Puncher. And it seems like, Boris, and correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of your plugins seem to be doing what you were talking about before, which is making things really easy for the user to get to enhance their sounds. You know, as you were saying, when you're a professional, you need to get in and get things done quickly, easily, and make sure they're still at a top level. And, you know, between Quick Bass and Urban Puncher, it really seems like you're hitting those out of the park in those different sections there.
totally agree. It's about, you know, at first you have bedroom producers, and I think it's easier for bedroom producers as well. It's easier to work on things which are quite difficult for them. So they just rotate in a knob, and it's all right. And the second thing, which I think is about, I'm making plugins for myself. I'm working like a professional in a studio, and I need work fast. And faster I'm working, of course, in a good way, more money I have, of course. And it's the same for all professionals. If I will save their time, it's good for them. And I believe plugins which we are making are for saving time, not only for bedroom producers. They are simple, but there's a lot of things going inside, and that's the important thing for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're doing a great job. I personally have Urban Puncher on my computer, and it is, as you said, I mean, I need to make music daily, quickly, and it needs to sound good. And it's just great to have a plugin you can throw on and not have to dive deep into the parameters of every little thing. I mean, I don't need to do it. I don't need to prove to anybody that I know it's going, as long as it sounds better in the end of the day, that's all that really matters. And if it gets me there quickly, that's a win-win for me. So if you want a copy of Urban Puncher, here's your second opportunity. Let me know whether you prefer saturation or distortion. Which one sounds better to you? Put that in the chat. Make sure to hit the like button, and perhaps you'll win a copy. Inside of Urban Puncher, Boris, you have three kind of main parameters that are tweakable. You've got punch, saturation, and destroy. I know that what's behind the scenes really isn't that important, but you kind of want to run us through what's maybe kind of in the effects chain for each one of those and what it's doing to the sound?
Yeah, punch is a special process. There is as I said, involves spectral shaping, something like a dynamic process, and transient shaping. And it compares your signal with some special good frequency relationship inside, and applicate to your signal. And I think this is the basic of the plugin. Then I wanted to put there something like making things fatter, because I like fat signals. I like analog. It means I like fatness in a sound. So sometimes if you put too much of transient shaping, signals started to be a bit weak, not fat. So you can correct it with saturation, which is fatness for me, and you can put it like effect. It means you can put a really lot of saturation and just use dry wet knob for it. And third thing is this destroy button, which you can use like effect, and you can still use it with dry wet. And I like distorted drums. I like, I don't know, Black Keys sound of drums, these distorted things. I like distortion. I like saturation. So you can put it to everything you like. I like it, for example, on pizzicato of violin as well, which is quite funny, but it works differently. Or on a guitar, if you have a cleaner guitar sound, works perfectly. Bass as well.
So what you're saying is throw it on everything.
Yeah, exactly.
If it works, it works. No, for sure. And I can see, obviously, the pizzicato it's very percussive. It's got a very big attack transient. So to be able to shape that a little bit and even make it hit a little bit harder could be definitely a cool thing to do, or at least experiment with. So we got to keep rolling here. We got a couple more videos to go through. The next one is going to be Verbum Entropic Hall Reverb, which is absolutely fantastic. I've had to play with that as well. And it really does, as you were saying in the beginning of the video, it feels or sounds really natural. It feels like a real place. And obviously that's what you were going for. So let's let the people listen to that. And if you want to win a copy, I get to give 2 copies away to everybody watching right now. So go ahead and get active in the chat and let me know. Actually, let's just keep it simple, Boris. I want to just go ahead and write Verbum in the chat for your chance to win a copy of it. And Joel, go ahead and run the video to let the people hear Verbum in action.
Do you feel like you don't need another reverb? Maybe that's because you haven't come across Verbum Entropic Hall by Sound Device Digital.
United Plugins. 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 United Plugins.
Oh my goodness! What? I think the bomb might have just exploded over Plugin Boutique headquarters there with that beeping. So that's Verbum, Entropic Hall, and as I said, I've had hands-on with it. It's an absolutely fantastic sounding reverb, and in the video the people just watched, you have it on a number of different sound sources, and they all do sound really, really incredible. Can you just briefly go over what you talked about in the beginning of the stream about your unique approach to creating the algorithms that make Verbum so good?
Yeah, I think the unique is that if you have a sound reflected in a space, it reflects on the wall, and there is a chaotic behavior of reflections, and it's quite hard to make it mathematically properly, because if you wouldn't make a mathematically proper chaos, it would cook your processor.
Yeah.
So we try to put there some math where you calculate an chaotic behavior of weather. And also there is another thing which I'm really proud of. I have a lot of old digital reverbs. Just 1 meter from me is a EMT 251 reverb, and it has a special sound because of old analog DA analog converters. And there is also simulation of these old converters. You can switch it on or off. And I have also all the lexicons. I have all the just there is all the AKG spring reverb, the huge one, BX25, and there is some lushness which I wanted to put inside. So there is a special modulation algorithm which one of this algorithm works a bit like old lexicons, and another works like all the EMT stuff. So you can switch in between. I think it's a really universal if you would play with it. And even there is a big different modulation which can work like old Eventide stuff, like old Eventide reverbs. So it's about to play with it, and I'm very proud about the reverb. So
no, yeah, you used. I read somewhere that you used vintage. No, wait. It's VRAM. Oh no, that's the next one. Sorry. Yeah, but you took you used all of those synths that you have with built-in reverb and your actual reverb units as inspiration to create Verbum. Where are some like kind of points of interest inside of the plugin that people should check out if they get their hands on a demo unit or anything, or they finally have it, or the people who win a free copy? What should they check out first?
I think that they just should go through the presets. I have a good friend of mine who has all the lexicon 2 to 4 in studio. He has actually 2, and I sent him a plugin for check. And after a month, he wrote me on a Facebook Messenger, "I have to tell you, I'm quite sad. I've stopped to use lexicons." And I said, "Oh, I said it." So I think it's different. It's really different. I believe it's quite overlooked, the plugin from in our portfolio, but it's different, and algorithm is so different that people should try it. And if they will go through and will compare it to actual real hardware, I have here 13 hardware units of reverbs, and I'm using them, but I'm using a Verbum also, which I think means something.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, I mean, I need to come visit your studio because I mean, I like hardware as well, and it seems like you've got. I mean, I can't see it all there on your webcam, but I imagine it's almost like heaven over there.
Yeah, it's fun. I will show you.
Oh, you can move it.
Of course.
Oh,
just
wow. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
And small something. Here you can see my. Here is EMT. I just switch it off. Yeah. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah.
Yeah,
you
I
can
see it. Yeah.
A lot of things.
Now I definitely need to come visit.
Definitely.
How far of a plane ride is it from the UK?
Oh, I think it's 2 hours, maybe even less by flight, London to Prague. It's a fast flight.
Yeah,
I was living in London, so no problem.
Yeah, we'll have to set that up. Okay, so let's give away one more copy of that before we jump into the fourth and final video. Go ahead and just put Boris in the chat for your copy to win. And you know what? Put Boris Carloff. That's Boris Carloff with a C in the chat to win your copy of Verbum Entropic Hall Reverb. A really, really fantastic reverb, if I do say so myself. And while I don't have hardware unit upon hardware unit to compare it to, I do have my hands on lots of different reverbs, and I have to say it really does sound great. So great job on whatever you did, whatever special magic you put into that algorithm. It really works, Boris.
Thank you.
All right, so the next video is going to be for Front DAW or Front DAW. We kind of briefly talked about it at the beginning of the stream, but let's go ahead and run the video and come back and go over it one more time for the people. So Joel, go ahead and run that video for me if you could.
The digital word, with its clarity and accuracy, lacks some vibes from the old times. This is why English producer Greg Brimson, also United Plugins powered artist, approached us with his idea of Dream plugin. Create front DAW for every recording and call it Front DAW. so every track would have a real analog input.
United plugins, United plugins. United plugins. United plugins.
United plugins. United plugins. United plugins. United plugins.
All right, so that's Front Door. Another very easy to use but great sounding plugin. Boris, you just want to give us the quick rundown of what people can expect when they get their hands on Front Door?
Yeah, Front Door is about, first thing is, I like sound of all desks. So there is a modeled British fat old desk. I think you know what is it. Then is an American rock desk, and there is I always was in a German old broadcast things from 50s, like a V76, like V41, the proper high-end broadcast German things, which would be now overpriced, huge money you would pay for it. So there is also German console, and you just can easily switch in between the saturation and the behavior of this thing. So, and there is another thing, I wanted to make something like a summing plugin. So we developed VARM, which is variable analog random modeling. Every channel of console behaves slightly different because you have different things going on every channel. If you have a condenser, if you have a capacitor, all they have a really slightly different behavior, slightly different measurement, if you would measure it. So that's the thing. And there's also high pass, which I think is handy. And output after huge demand of customers, because originally it was free plugin for a really short time, and we have a lot of customers, a lot of users of it. There is output fader, and there is another thing. VARM is a quite difficult process to model it, and it in real didn't work in some of the AWs. Because it's about chaotic random behavior of some things if you play signal in your DAW, and every DAW works differently how it takes it. So I can say now that we developed VARM #2, which will be released, I think, in an anniversary of the DAW in September. So there will be huge update, and it should work everywhere in every occasion.
All right, so let me get So inside of Front you've got the BRUSG buttons, which is going to flip between the different consoles.
Yes, exactly.
But then the variable analog random modeling, is that like every time you drop it on a channel, it gives you a slightly different result for each one of those?
On every channel, you have slightly different results, slightly different measurement. They are really small things, but you will not phase it in a phase test. It makes great separation. It makes something like a 3D feeling if you ever mixed on a big console or a good summing box. I have here a Chandler, which I'm using for it. I used to have a big console, but it's quite expensive electricity for having big console. So I'm not a friend of big console from this reason now. And I think it makes the same feel, like a 3Dness, something like great separation of sides and great separation of signals in the mix. So
that's fantastic. I mean, that's a really great idea, and you know, it makes a lot of sense, and that's really great that that's built inside of it. And it's really great to hear that you've got an updated version coming very soon. In fact. So how many plugins do you have where that technology is being used? Is it just the Front DAW? You use it in other ones as well?
We preparing something big which will be involved. VARM22, and I hope it will be this year.
Yeah, I think you should use it in a lot of things. It just makes sense that there's a slight bit of variation. As you said, it helps with phase issues, and also that's just the way it's going to be if you record you know, a 5-piece band into your console with you know, however many channels it takes to get your drum kit and everything. Every one of those is going to be slightly different, just the nature of capacitors and transistors and so on. Just, I mean, that's really cool that you did that. So props to you, man, and I'm looking forward to version 2. Before I jump into a couple more questions here about Front DAW, everybody type in Front DAW in the comments right now, or in the chat rather. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already to win your copy of this incredible plugin. And just real quickly, what does the Mojo control do inside of Front DAW?
I forgot about Mojo. Mojo is the level of saturation of the console saturation. So it means you can overload console. If you, for example, if you would have a in your hands vintage 1073, if you overload it and you use it with the bass, it makes really nice saturation on bass signal. Even on a guitar, or if you would see how was the record Motown stuff, they used their proper preamp and they overloaded. So this is something like this. You can have a just color, or you can overload it and use it like effect.
Fantastic. So just one more example of you taking a bunch of technology and getting it simplified for the user to get incredible sounds quickly and easily each and every time they drop it on a channel. That's perfect, Boris. I've been told by my friend that I've only given away 1 copy of Front DAW, and that would be a sin to not give away 2, as I've promised the chat. So one more time, give a shout out to Boris Carloff in the chat for your copy to win or for your chance to win a copy of Front DAW. And you know, Boris, thanks for coming by and doing this.
Thanks for the invitation. It was great time. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you've got quite the catalog of plugins that we could have talked about today. So I highly suggest people go check out, I mean, all of Boris's offerings and just United Plugins in general. United Plugins has been a family member of Plugin Boutique for quite some time. And they've got quite a collection or a collective of engineers as well. So definitely go check out United Plugins. They're the manufacturer of the month this month. It's a shame we couldn't do the stream a little bit earlier, but I'm happy that we got it in. Definitely go check it out. My friend Jim will put a link to United Plugins in the chat. And obviously all the plugins we've talked about will be linked in the chat as well. But Boris, if there's anything else you want to let us know, maybe a future project you've got going on, or...
I would like to say that we have it's not made by me, but Japanese team, Muramasa Audio Electrum. I think it's a really good guitar amp with a speaker simulator, a lot of things going inside, and I think it's a really big project in our portfolio as well. And of course, I cannot forget about Jason, who from GM Audio, Hyperspace, Expansion, a lot of other things which are totally brilliant. I believe he's a great developer, and I say him hello. If he...
Yeah, I know Jason. We've had a few conversations on Skype, and I'm going to definitely try to get him on a stream in the near future. It doesn't have to be a manufacturer focused, because he is a brilliant guy, and the plugins that he's coming out with are really incredible, and they're really unique too. I like his approach that it's not just another delay plugin or something. He's really doing something that no one else is doing each and every time he releases a new plugin. So for sure, we're going to get Jason involved with this stream here on Plugin Boutique. Great guy, great plugins. So definitely check those out as well. It's JMG Sound, right? It was his label on, yeah. Exactly. Well, perfect. Boris, if you could just hang on with me for 1 minute, I'm going to go ahead and announce the winners of the giveaways that we've done throughout the stream. Everybody, the winners of QuickBase, we got Ziebanez, that's Ziebanez, and Eric Ross. You are the winner of QuickBase. Urban Puncher winners, we've got Peter Buick, that's Peter, B-U-I-C-K, and Alexander Sonner. You are the winners of Urban Puncher. Verbum, Thomas Armour, and Hazy J. Congratulations. And Front Dog, we've got Corey Mumper and Jabba Effects. So everybody I've just named, we're going to leave a list of everybody who's won and what they've won in the video description. But if you are a winner, email Plugin Boutique or support@Plugin Boutique and just say that you're a winner from the stream. Put a screen cap of your winning comment if you could, just so we can confirm it's you. And yeah, congratulations, everybody. Thanks to you, Boris. Thanks to Jacob for hooking it all up. And thanks to everybody who tuned in. And again, I apologize about the incredibly strange blue screen of death. Windows never does that. Windows is such a great program that it never crashes. I can't believe it did before the stream today. But I do apologize for that. That was my bad for owning a Windows machine. So I'm going to try to get a Mac as soon as I can. But that being said, no. It's just so stable though, boy. Like they're just more stable. You've got to give Mac that. I've been a PC guy, pretty much my whole life. There was an extent when I was traveling DJ where I had a Mac. Again, just because it's stable, less crashes, but I do prefer a PC. But man, if it's going to crash before I get on stream, you can't have it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, yes. Thanks again, Boris. You have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thanks, everybody in the chat. Thanks to Joel, my producer for the live stream. Thanks for Jim, who was manning the chat. Great job, everyone. And we'll see you in the next live stream.